Paint a surface. Hit it with UV light. Watch it shift color in under a second. No wires, no heat, no circuitry of any kind. Lab demonstrations show this is real, not a rendering. The chemistry behind it fuses two separate discoveries. Louis Brus at Bell Labs showed in the early 1980s that shrinking a semiconductor crystal below 10 nanometers makes its color tunable, work that contributed to the 2023 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. The second piece, photochromic molecules, spiropyrins, diarylethenes, that flip molecular shape under specific light wavelengths, shifting what they absorb. Around 2018, researchers began deliberately coupling both into single printable systems. A UV photon opens a molecular gate. The source institutions behind early demonstrations aren't fully public, and ETH Zurich and Zhejiang University are not confirmed in the source research as the originating teams. Here's the scale of what followed. An estimated $340 to $420 million in annual global R&D investment, with patent filings in this intersection growing at roughly 23% per year since 2021, figures drawn from analysis of 17 or more databases. China currently leads in patent volume and manufacturing scale-up. The US currently leads in photo switch chemistry sophistication. Japan and Germany currently lead in display and architectural integration. The nearest commercial traction isn't camouflage. It's anti-counterfeiting. Security inks are already in limited commercial deployment at central banks and pharmaceutical packaging, making this the most commercially advanced application in the field today. The architectural implication is quieter but potentially larger. Buildings account for roughly 40% of global energy use, much of it driven by solar heat gain. And photochromic coatings could help manage that load dynamically, without wiring, if encapsulation and outdoor stability challenges are resolved. The catch is real. Cadmium and lead-based quantum dots are toxic nanomaterials under RoHS and REACH regulation. What happens when large-scale coatings age and crack remains an open question. And it's driving a difficult, but still incomplete shift toward indium and zinc-based alternatives.